Welcome back to our Wealthy Mindset, where we talk about all things money, mindset, and business. It's your host, Cindy, and today we're talking about something personal I've never really openly shared: my relationship with money, how it shaped the way I handled it, and how I broke free from living paycheck to paycheck and feeling anxious about having money. So I know a lot of you can relate to this, that feeling of wondering where all your money went. Like, how did I make that much and still have nothing left to show for it? Avoiding your bank account because seeing the numbers stresses you out. Telling yourself you'll save next month, but next month never comes. If that's you, ladies, I see you because I was you. So I grew up in a house where money was either overflowing or completely gone. My dad was an entrepreneur in the real estate space. So we would have money coming in all at once when properties would sell. And then when things were developing, the construction was going on, there would be no money coming in. And my mom didn't work, so we all relied on my dad's income. So when things were good, they were really good. We had this money covered at home where my dad always had an envelope of cash just sitting there. And if we ever needed the money for something, we could just take it without even asking. And it just felt like that money was always there and it was like safety and comfort. But in 2008, when the recession hit, everything changed. We had so much money invested in properties, nothing was selling, and suddenly that envelope of cash that was always there was gone. There was no safety net, and we pretty much lost everything. We had to sell our home, downsize, and I remember it was the year where I was planning for like prom, graduated in 2009. And I just felt so guilty for buying a prom dress, booking my hair and makeup, getting outfits. And that's the first time I really remember feeling the weight of money and like realizing like how stressful it was not having it. I saw my parents stressed out, trying to figure out how to make ends meet. And as a kid, like you really absorb that energy. I started to believe that money isn't always there. So when you have it, you need to spend it before it disappears and it's completely gone. I also thought that if things are good now, they're not going to last. Spending money is bad. And if you enjoy it, you should feel guilty. I didn't realize at the time, but those beliefs shaped how I handled money for years. So when I started working 9 to 5, every paycheck I got, I would spend. I was using my credit card, going out for lunch every single day, going out for dinner, drinks, shopping all the time. And my paycheck would just go towards like paying my credit card off. And I lived at home. I had like no expenses or anything to pay for. So in reality, I should have been like saving that money and I would have had so much more when I started my business or had more investments. But that thinking just consumed me. I blew through every single paycheck and I just had mindless kind of impulse purchasing, no savings, no investments, not really second thinking, do I actually need this? And it wasn't because I was irresponsible. I just didn't know any better. I didn't learn how to manage money or have a healthy relationship with money. I just absorbed the energy I picked up on from my parents and the way they handled money. If money is there, I would spend it. If things feel good now, don't think about the future. Think about short term, right now, YOLO kind of mindset. And if you have money, enjoy it because it might not be there tomorrow. I wasn't tracking anything. I avoided my bank account. I avoided my credit card balance. I would just make the monthly payments. And even as I worked through the 9 to 5, I just carried these habits with me from job to job because making more money doesn't fix money problems, your mindset does. The wake up call came to me when I started my business. I was carrying those same habits into running my business, but I realized in order to be profitable, I need to have money in the bank and I need to fix my money habits. I was working my ass off, but I still felt broke. I would spend every time I got paid from a client, I would spend it. Then 2 weeks later, I was stressed waiting for the next client payment to come in. I was saving nothing, no emergency fund, no investments. And I really had to ask myself, why am I afraid of holding on to money? Why do I feel like I need to spend it the second it hits my bank account? Why do I avoid looking at my bank account? Why do I avoid looking at my credit card balance? And what I realized, I wasn't afraid of not having money. I was afraid of having it and losing it again and again. The same way I saw my parents lose it in 2008. That belief was still running the show. And I knew if I didn't change my habits, I would never build real wealth. So I really started small. I started facing my numbers. I made myself open my bank account every morning. No more avoiding. I had to see what actually was happening in my bank account. I started tracking every dollar. I looked at where my money was going, where I was wasting it, and where I actually wanted it to go, and really thinking about the long term. I started setting real financial goals, not just I want to save, but actual numbers like a $10,000 emergency fund, investing every month, paying myself first. And most importantly, I've been working on healing my money mindset. I really had to remind myself I'm safe holding money. I don't have to spend it all. I'm capable of managing wealth. And I also had to shift from paycheck to paycheck mindset to intentional wealth building. So I've started prioritizing savings, investments, keeping my money, and not just making it. So, what can you do to break the cycle? If you're stuck in that paycheck to paycheck loop, here's what I want you to do today. Open your bank account, no more avoiding, looking at where your money actually is. Track your spending for the next 30 days. Every dollar, you need to know where it's going. And ask yourself, what's one habit that's keeping me stuck? Are you impulse spending? Do you avoid your numbers? Do you not have a savings plan? And really look at where that mindset is coming from. It's okay. Like, you don't need to feel guilty, bad. No one just taught you how to manage money or how to have a good relationship with money. We learned these habits from our parents, and they were just doing the best that they could too. So I highly encourage you to unpack where those money thoughts really come from. Journaling really helped me work through it and understand where those beliefs and thoughts come from. And just decide on one money move today. So set up an automatic transfer to your savings, start tracking your expenses, pick a financial goal, shift your money mindset. That's going to be really big for you. So tell yourself you're safe holding on to money. You don't have to spend it all. Wealth is something you can learn to manage. So this isn't just about money, it's about changing the patterns that have kept you stuck. It's about stepping into your power, building real wealth, and finally breaking free from that paycheck to paycheck cycle. And it's okay. It takes time to learn these kind of things. There's a lot of good resources out there, but the most important thing that you can do for yourself, just sit down and just journal. How do I feel about money? If money was a person, how would they describe our relationship? How did I see my family deal with money? How is cash flow? Do we have consistent money coming in, or did it come in and it was gone? Did your parents tell you money takes hard work? Money doesn't grow on trees. All those beliefs you're carrying with you right now. And you really need to sit down and just reflect and understand where those thoughts are coming from and just letting them go. So if this episode hit home for you and you resonated with it, share it with a friend who also needs to fix her relationship with money. Start tracking your numbers, shift your money habits, and step into your rich girl energy, because wealth isn't built by accident. It's built through intention, awareness, and learning how to keep money and not just make it. So keep growing, keep learning, and keep stepping into your financial power. You really got this. I'll see you in the next episode.